So if you're looking at concealed carry, this is the type of mess that you definitely want to have. Welcome to the channel. My name is Headshot, and thank you guys for joining us today for our video on the best gun for your first carry gun. Some people right now are saying, dude, you're crazy. There's no way that you can do a video and tell people what the best gun for the first carry gun is. The idea behind this is that if you start out with a gun that's comfortable to carry, reliable, easy to shoot, that will set a foundation for you to have a successful concealed carry career, if you will. A lot of people, I feel, will choose a gun that's either too big, too small, unshootable, unreliable maybe, and it just kind of sets them up for failure in a way, because they see it as, this is just too much of a hassle, I'm just not going to do it. So hopefully this will help you out. Just keep in mind, we've done quite a few of these videos. Keep in mind that this is not even close to the amount of guns, good guns, that you can get for concealed carry or whatever. These are just the guns that I have that I would like to talk about and give you kind of an idea of how each one is going to do in that concealed carry role. So there's many different options out there. Unfortunately, we can't have every single one of them, but we will talk about these, and this will give you an idea. And a lot of these are the most popular ones out there too, so that'll kind of help you out as well. Now, everybody is going to go through several carry guns throughout their career, but hopefully, like I said, this will set the foundation for you to pick a good first one. Now, when it comes to like holsters and things like this, we're not going to go over this kind of stuff. This is just to kind of show you an idea of what you can expect when you're looking for a holster for your carry guns. There's so many different types of options. You have shoulder, hybrid type of holsters, Kydex type of holsters, magazine holsters. You're going to have to play around with that and just find something that will work good for you. But just to give you an idea of what this will look like and what you will see out there, there is a holster company out there for you, for sure. Off-body options, you know, whatever you want, there's an option out there for you. So normally in these videos, I'll pick one particular gun as the best gun. In this video, I'm just gonna kind of give you an idea of maybe, you know, maybe a couple different guns that I feel would fit that role really well. It's really hard to say this particular gun is absolutely the best gun, just because a lot of them are so similar, but I will give you an idea of what to kind of lean towards and what definitely to stay away from. Now, because everybody is so different in what they like, I did set a criteria for this, so let's go ahead and cover that really quick and then we'll get into it. How does the gun carry? We'll talk about that a little bit. How does the gun shoot? The triggers on them, and the learning curve. The learning curve on these guns is very different. And the idea behind that is that hopefully you can get something that will be easy to learn on and will build confidence early. Availability of holsters and accessories, we will touch on that just a little bit. Firepower, and really how likely are you to carry said gun every day, or will it just stay at home in the safe? I'm going to give those a scale from 1 being the worst, or 1 being the gun that I think would actually stay at home, and 10 being the best option that a gun will actually come with you every single day. You will see some shooting in these as well, so let's go ahead and get started. This gun right here has been one of the most popular concealed carry options for a long time, the Glock 19. This one is the Gen 4. Basically, you're going to get 3 15-round magazines with the Gen 4, and you're going to get a gun that is pretty decent in size as far as firepower. I mean, this one holds quite a few rounds with a relatively short grip. Now, I can get all 3 fingers on this grip, but it is a bigger gun for sure. Now, as far as shooting this gun, the gun shoots great. I've put the Trijicon HD night sights on there. This one is the MOS, so it has the plates for the optics. I don't really use the optic a whole lot, but just with the Trijicon HDs, this gun is a heck of a shooter. The learning curve on this gun is probably one of the best because of how simple it is. The breakdown and everything on this gun is just super, super easy. As far as the trigger, a lot of people will change the triggers on the Glocks, but if you notice, you have a little safety tab right there. You come to a distinct wall, and then it breaks. It breaks right at around 6 pounds or so, and then the reset. Now, whether you're carrying around in the chamber or not, that's for another video. But these guns, all these guns are very safe. They're designed to be carried with a round in the chamber. So that's just something that you'll have to, you know, just be comfortable with. But as far as learning curve and shooting this gun, it is absolutely incredible. Availability of holsters and accessories on any Glock is going to be out there. Whatever you want to do to these guns, whatever holster you want, it's going to be there for sure. Now, carrying this gun, that's where it gets a little bit tedious. I've carried it in the hidden hybrid holster. It doesn't fit perfectly, but it does fit well enough whenever I take the optic off that it will actually cover the trigger guard. Not something that I would definitely recommend, but I did want to carry it because I don't have a holster for it right now just for that gun. I think I carried it one day at work, and I really just noticed pulling my pants up, adjusting all the time. I really did not care for carrying this gun. It is a bigger gun. You load this thing up, and it's got quite a bit of weight on it. If this was a first gun for your first ever gun, I would say absolutely that would be a great gun. But as far as scaling this gun from 1 to 10, I would say this is more in like the 4 range. I don't think that a lot of people would buy this gun and strap it up every single day and actually carry it. Great shooter, not the best carry gun whatsoever, okay? So there's that one. How about the Mmp Shield? This has been extremely popular for concealed carry. You're going to get one 7-round magazine and one 8-round extended magazine. I'll show you that here really quick. Of course, I'm not going to load it up because it does have rounds in it because it is a concealed carry gun for us. But you can see right there, you can actually get an extended magazine. And really, if we put this one has the optic. I should have taken it off, but really, we can put them on the table like that and just give you an idea. They are pretty much the same length. Now, the difference that you're going to run into, of course, is the thinness. And this is what's going to make the difference inside the waistband. You can see how much thinner the Shield over here is than the Glock. Weight as well. The Shield is much thinner, much more easy to actually conceal and carry every single day. Availability on holsters. You're going to be able to find almost anything for this gun. They've been so popular. Trigger kits, you know, sights, aftermarket sights, whatever you want to do, it's up there with the Glock. Now, the triggers on the Shields, the triggers on the MPs have gotten better with each one that they make. It seems like they're getting better and better. They're not the greatest though. You have a split hinge design, which is basically like a safe action on your Glock. If you pull the trigger from the top, you have this little piece right here that will block you from actually being able to pull it. You have to pull it right there from in the middle. They're all drop safe as well. Basically, you hit a wall, a little bit heavier than the Glock for sure, and you have a reset. Not as audible of a reset as the Glock, so that's just something you have to work around. But as far as the learning curve on this gun, I wouldn't say it's, you know, really too bad, but it is something that's going to take some practice. I would not say, you know, with any of these guns, hey, just put it in your holster and start carrying it. This is a gun you definitely want to practice on, get good with it. It does have a pretty good learning curve for it. If you get the 40 in the Shield, that's going to be even more of a learning curve because the 40 is just so snappy in this platform. I am not a fan of the 40 in this gun at all, but the 9, it is controllable, but it does have a learning curve. You definitely want to take this guy to the range and shoot a bunch of rounds through it before you actually carry it. Like I said, we talked about firepower. You're going to get the 7 and 8 round magazines, so that's actually pretty good. One thing about the single stack guns is that you definitely want to have a way to carry an extra magazine. We have a couple different options that we use, like the Neo Mag or the Holster Echo Mag carrier. That's going to be up to you, but I would definitely carry an extra magazine with these single stack guns for sure. And how the gun carries great. This is actually Mrs. Headshot's gun. Tulster holster though, fits right in there. Absolutely love this thing. She carries this one every day and she actually likes it. Now she carries it off body in this holster, and that's the way she likes to carry, but it is with her every single day, and it's really a testament to this gun. Now when she puts it on her body, she thinks it's comfortable. It does print a little bit. So for the ladies, if you're looking at one of the shields, you just want to be mindful of that. If you're going to carry it on your person, depending on, you know, your body type, and all this kind of stuff plays into it. It may print a little bit, so you may have to move it around, adjust it, or find a different holster that will work for you. But Mrs. Hexshot has been carrying this one for a long time, and she really loves it. As far as the scale on the shield, 1 being the worst, it's going to stay at home, and 10 being actually, you know, you're actually going to carry this gun, I would say this one's going to be a 9. I feel that a lot of people will buy this gun and actually carry it every single day. That is a great option. All right, so what about the Sig Legion? Man, what a gun. All metal frame, double to single action gun. This gun is a range beast, and as far as shooting it, absolutely incredible. The trigger on this thing is amazing. Now, of course, you do have 2 actions going on with this gun, so when you drop the hammer like I just did, you're going to have 1 long trigger pull for the first shot, and then all of your subsequent shots are going to be very, very short and crisp, very nice. The learning curve on this gun is one of the best on the table, if not the best. You know, that double to single action transition does take a little bit of getting used to, but when you shoot this thing in single action, man, it is absolutely incredible. The front sight really jumps out at you there. You can see that green, and then the rear sight is actually blacked out in daytime, but they're all 3 of them have Trigicon or tritium in the sights for your night sight. Absolutely incredible gun for as far as shooting. Availability of holsters and things is going to be very limited on this gun. This is a newer gun. I know Sig does make a holster, and there's some other ones out there, but availability is going to be very, very limited as far as right now for this thing. Firepower, you're going to get 3 15-round magazines. We're not talking about price in this video either. I've noticed that when I talk about price, sometimes things will change, and I want this video to kind of be withstanding, you know, for in the future as well. You can look up the prices very easily online. This one is definitely the most expensive that you see on the table though, but you do get 3 15-round magazines. That's a lot of firepower in this gun, plus 1 in the chamber. Very, very awesome there. As far as how the gun carries, now this is something, I have not carried this gun a lot, but I did find that it actually fits in the shoulder holster that I have for the P320, and it does cover the trigger guard. I have carried it like this. Now in a shoulder holster, you know, this gun actually does pretty well. I was actually quite surprised. I'll carry an extra magazine on the other side, but inside the waistband or whatever type of carry, this gun is just going to be a little bit too much. I can tell you that without even carrying it inside the waistband. It's heavy, it's all metal, it's not built for like everyday deep concealment type of carry. Now if you wear an overcoat, a jacket, a suit, you're allowed to carry in a shoulder holster, you know, that would probably be the best option for this gun, or outside the waistband. For you guys that can carry outside the waistband in your given state, then yeah, I would definitely say this is a good option. But I think for most people, as far as if this would stay at the house or actually be on you every day, I would actually give this gun like a 3. I don't think that many people would carry that gun every single day. I just don't see it happening. I know that there are some people out there that have different tolerances for weight, and you know, some people can handle a lot, some people don't. So I'm not saying that you can't carry this gun, but what I am saying is I think that most people would keep it at home if they bought it for concealed carry. I don't see this one being in a lot of people's holsters. That's just my opinion, but amazing range gun. Absolutely incredible. What about the Glock 26? This gun is like the original carry gun. So many people carry this gun up until you had the single stack craze with the original PPS and some of the car series guns and all that. This gun is going to give you 3 10-round magazines. Now that may not sound too impressive, but when you take a regular shield and you put it up against it, now you start to see that that's actually really awesome. This gun is a ½ inch shorter than the shield. The shield holds 7 rounds, the Glock holds 10 rounds. That is a key bonus for the Glock 26. As far as aftermarket and accessories, just like the 19, you're going to have anything you want for this gun. I carry it in my holster, inside the waistband holster. I'm going to be honest with you, it is different carrying it than the Shield. They are different everyday carry guns, but they're not a whole lot different. The biggest difference you'll find is a little bit of weight and that thickness right there inside the waistband. So it does make a difference, but this gun does carry very, very well. As far as shooting it, you are going to notice obviously more recoil than the 19, but it has pretty much the same type of trigger. And if you'll notice there, you hit that wall, you have the same safe action type of trigger, and boom, it breaks, and then there's your reset. As far as shooting this gun and a learning curve, I'd say the biggest learning curve is the fact that you can't get 3 fingers on there. For a lot of people, that makes a huge difference in controllability. So there is a learning curve to this gun, but as far as small subcompact guns, this one is one of the better shooters in that category. So it is something you want to take time with. Aftermarket, you know, sights and things like that. I have the Trijicon HDs on there. That is one awesome sight picture. I like how deep it's cut out here. The orange sight just, you know, really stands out. It's just a really awesome setup. One thing I did not mention with the other guns is left-handed shooters. On the 26 and the 19, you can reverse your magazine button. The slide stop is not reversible though on the Glocks, or it's not ambidextrous either. On the Shield, you cannot reverse that magazine button, so that's something you want to keep in mind. And then on the Sig, you can't reverse it on the Sig either. And none of your controls are on the left-hand side of the gun. So if that means something to you, you left-handed shooters, that may be something to consider. Firepower, we talked about that. 10+1 in a gun this size, I think is really great. And as far as the scale from, you know, it carrying, actually being carried and not being carried, I would give this gun a 9 as well, along with the Shield. I think that most people would buy this gun and actually carry it on an everyday basis. Awesome little gun. What about the Sig P320? This is kind of in the same category as the Glock 26. With this gun, you're going to get 2 12-round magazines, so you actually get 2 more rounds than the Glock. Aftermarket accessories and things like that, it's kind of limited. It's getting a lot better than what it was when this gun first came out. Some of the grip frame modules are available now, so you can get some of those. It's still kind of a limited thing. It seems like with Sig, they put out these really awesome guns, but then the aftermarket, the accessories, the grip frames, they all have to catch up months and months and months down the road with these guys. But they make some awesome, awesome guns. This was actually our first, or our best pick for your first gun in general. And really the reason I did that is because of the learning curve, the trigger, and how this gun shoots. I have found that most people, when they take this gun to the range with that trigger and the way it shoots, it's just amazing. It really does shoot like a much bigger gun than it is. And really the compact is even a better shooter than the subcompact. Let me show you the trigger on this one. It doesn't have any kind of safety dingus or anything in the trigger, but it is drop safe. All its safeties are internal. You'll notice here you have a little bit of take up, and then a very clean break, and then the reset, boom, right there. With the sight picture, this comes with the Sig Light night sights, or you can get the regular contrast sights, whatever you want to do. But I found that with most people, they can really shoot this gun well. Ambidextrous slide stop, and you can reverse your magazine button there. Striker fired. This gun gives you a lot in a relatively small gun. Now, when you compare it to the Glock 26, it is a little bit longer. So inside the waistband, of course, that grip length is what you're trying to conceal. 2 more rounds, but you do have a little bit longer of a grip, so it's something you'll want to keep in mind. Now, as far as carrying this gun, although it is dimensionally pretty close to the 26, you can see here just how close they really are. The Sig does look a little bit thicker, which it is. It has a little bit higher of a bore axis, you'll see there. That doesn't mean a whole lot to me, but to some people it does. It is a little bit heavier though. You have the 26 at like 21.5 ounces. You have the P320 subcompact at 25 ounces, somewhere in there. So that little bit of difference does make a difference every single day inside the waistband. I've carried it in this hidden hybrid holster quite a bit, and what I've noticed is this holster isn't my favorite type of holster, so maybe that has something to do with it. But this gun sitting in place on my hip every single day inside the waistband, I do start to notice it more than what I do on the 26. That little bit of weight difference really does make the 26 a more comfortable gun to carry. As far as shooting this gun and everything, it is amazing. And for a first gun, I still stand by that. I think this one or the compact would be the best option. As far as the scale on how likely you are to actually carry this gun, I would give this one a 6. I think it's right in that range that I think most people would carry it. But I think there's a lot of people that would buy it and say, man, that's just too heavy of a gun for me. That's just where I stand with that one. The new Pps M2, absolutely incredible job Walther did on this redesign of their Pps line. This one's going to come with a 6-round magazine and then a 7-round extended magazine. So for you guys that like to get that third finger on there, at least with my hands, no problem at all. The things they did with this gun, man, you know, with the grip texture, front slide serrations, the sights, the trigger. Let's go ahead and talk about that trigger. You do have a safety dingish right there. You hit a wall, and boom, it breaks. Then your reset is right there. This gun, as far as a learning curve and shooting for a single stack gun, this gun is absolutely incredible. For the size of gun you're talking about, I found that most people can shoot this gun really well right out of the box, even with limited experience. So that says a lot for a gun that this small. Left-handed shooters, no ambidextrous controls, and you cannot reverse your magazine button. That's just something you will, you know, have to deal with on that one. But shooting the gun, the trigger learning curve is great. Firepower, we talked about that. Of course, it is a single stack gun, so again, you'll want to find a way to carry your extra magazine on you. And as far as the way this gun carries, this is something I'm still waiting. We're still waiting on Tolster to actually release the holster for this guy. But what I have found is that if I carry it in like this, basically my universal holster, I've called it. If I carry it like that, it covers the trigger guard. I'll push it down in there. I have carried this gun, and it's basically like carrying a shield with one less round. So as far as the scale on this gun, I'm going to give this gun a 9 as well. I think that most people would carry that gun for sure. And it is a little bit shorter. You will lose one round, but it is a little bit shorter than the shield as well. So as far as trying to hide it, it's going to be pretty much the same as a shield. You will get one less round, but this is an amazing, amazing carry gun. I almost gave that gun a 10 because of the way it shoots and everything. Guys, if you are looking at your first carry gun, do not overlook the Pps M2. That is an amazing option. All right, and the Mmp Shield in 45, the new gun to the Shield lineup, recently reviewed. Absolutely love this gun. This gun is going to give you one 6-round magazine and then one 7-round extended magazine. So again, you have the option for you guys that like to get that third finger on there. That's going to be very comfortable for you guys. And what they've done with the grip texture on this gun, the front slide serrations, and the trigger, especially on this gun, is going to make this gun, although it's a 45, it's going to definitely have more recoil than the regular 9 Shield. The trigger and everything on this gun is incredible. Again, a split hinge design, but a much cleaner and lighter break, and the reset is definitely better. Boom, right there. So very, very, very nice job on that. As far as the learning curve in shooting this gun, with the trigger and the grip redesign that you'll see right there compared to the regular Shield, this is really, really aggressive, but it does a great job of keeping the gun in your hands while you're shooting. You know, there is a difference there as far as the recoil, but there's not a whole lot of difference in the way this gun shoots and handles the 45 round. The changes that Smith & Wesson made to this gun are really incredible. So I would say the learning curve, you know, if you're a new shooter, I wouldn't start out with the 45, But as you get a little bit of experience, I don't think it would take much at all to really get good with this gun. So availability, holsters, and accessories so far are not too, good for the 45 Shield. But again, it's brand new. It will definitely catch up because a lot of people are buying this gun. And, that's just the way it is. A lot of people buy them. There's going to be a lot of holsters available. I wouldn't worry about being able to get a holster for this gun or accessories. It will definitely catch up. As far as the way the gun carries, again, I have used my universal holster. This is something that I definitely wouldn't recommend doing because, even the holster manufacturers will tell you only carry the gun that you bought your holster for in that particular holster. It's something that everybody kind of does until they get a holster for their gun. They want to carry it, and I have carried it. Really, I mean, it's almost the same weight as a shield, so you really don't have that big of a difference. Where you will notice it is that this grip texture against your bare skin doesn't feel the best. All right, and it is a little bit longer in the grip, so you'll notice that here with the regular shield it is a little bit longer to accommodate the 45. You lose 1 round with the 45 Shield, so that's not bad at all. But besides the grip texture, if you wear a shirt underneath and this grip texture is on that shirt and you find a good holster for this gun is really not that much different than carrying a 9mm Shield. I'm actually really impressed with the way that gun carries. Again, like I said, get a holster for that particular gun. It's something you'd never want to, be carrying a gun that's not in the holster that it's designed for. Really, I just do this to kind of give you guys an idea of, hey, what it looks like. If it's not safe, if it doesn't cover that trigger guard, do not carry it at all. But as far as the scale, from 1 to 10 with this gun, I would give this gun an 8. I think it's right there with the Shield. Really, it should probably be a 9 because I think that most people, when they buy this gun, they would actually carry it, and that's just the way I think it is. Learning curve, you definitely want to make sure your recoil management, your grip, and everything is really solid, and make sure that you can handle that 45 round. But I think that most people probably could after a little bit of experience. The only other gun we have out here, and really it's the same as the 9mm Shield, is the Performance Center. You're going to get an upgraded trigger, fiber optic sights. They do make this one now with night sights. I would go with that option as opposed to the fiber optics because you get a more diverse situation type of thing with the sights. If you're out and about late at night with these sights, they're not going to do much for you. With the night sights, you're going to be able to see through those sights. I like that option better. But this gun has been a great gun, and this has been my main carry gun now for a long time. I carry it in this holster, and this gun has just been incredible as far as a carry gun. Again, the Performance Center, whichever one you go with, is going to be a 9, and the shootability on this one is actually better than the regular Shield, at least for me. Accessories, all that kind of stuff, it fits in with all the Shield accessories. They all fit with the Performance Center, so pretty much the same there. So there you go, guys. Hopefully that helped you guys out. As far as a category of which guns I feel fit the best, most successful, easiest to shoot, and most carryable options on this table, I think your single stacks are going to be the best option. Now, you also have guns like your little single stack 380s. I think in that category, the Glock 42 wins hands down. Most of the little 380s like the Bodyguard and the Ruger and all those types of guns, although they're very easy to carry, they are extremely hard to shoot when you first start out with them. They actually have quite a bit of recoil even though they have a smaller round. The availability of 380 is really good right now, but it is still more expensive than 9. And really, the 9mm guns, you can get almost the same gun, same size gun with just a little bit more weight, and you can step up to the 9. Your ammo is going to be cheaper. You're going to have a better, more effective round. I like the 9mm, but if you have to go with a small 380, I think the Glock 42, which we have reviewed in the past, is the best one in that category. But as far as single stack guns, The PPS, I think, is the best one out of them all, the new PPS anyways. And then your subcompact guns, Glock 26. Check out the Mmp 9 compact as well, because it is very close to this gun, and that is an incredible gun at an incredible price as well. But like I said, there's so many good guns on the market. The LC9S Pro, the Glock 43, there's so many good ones. Take a look at it, but hopefully these categories and these guns will give you an idea of what to look for when you pick your first carry gun. Good luck. There is a lot to it, but it is very fun, and protect yourself and your family, and have a little bit of fun with it as well. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you in the next one, and as always, hold them down.